Time to bring the bass back.
Mix is the beat of our culture. Your music.
I thank God for the opportunity to make music and for that music to be on a platform for people to come out and love.
Your stories.
It's gold for the Philippines.
The next generation of creators, artists, and filmmakers.
We bring you the latest and greatest impacting people from our community.
Spotlighting inspiring content from Generation Mix.
It's just a true honor to be able to do this, especially with all the great Filipino talent here.
Discover fresh artists first from around the world. Uniquely Filipino.
Step back three. He has got that.
Mix is the beat of our culture.
Hey guys, it's Habit 2Ebs and welcome to this MYXclusive interview. Happy Thursday afternoon, everybody. Medyo nagbo-buffer pa yung brain ko kasi medyo gloomy where I am right now. So wherever you are watching from right now, if you're at home, in the office, or wherever you are, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I hope you're all staying safe and also hydrated during this time. It's a little bit hot, even though it's been raining. It's been a little bit weird, but I hope you've all been staying safe and taking care of yourself, both physically and also mentally and emotionally and all of that. But thank you so much once again for joining us here on Mix live on all of our platforms. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with all of you because in just a bit, I will be having a very, very special guest who will be joining me. And he is a very talented artist who recently dropped his official, yes, because, emphasis on official, his official debut track, which is called Till the Daylight. So I'm really excited to talk to him more about this, also how he's been, because it's been quite some time since the last time I got to talk to him here on MYXclusive. So everyone, please welcome back to MYXclusive, Aces! Woo!
Hi guys. Hi Sam. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, hi Aces. I hope you're doing well too. How are you on this medyo gloomy day where I am? How are you?
Yeah, actually I just woke up from a nap, so that's good.
That's
but
great.
it's raining here in Bob too, so I hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, I mean, that's great to hear that you took a nap. I feel like naps are very underrated. I
Yeah.
don't know if you think the same way, but I
Mhm.
think they're very underrated. So that's good to hear. Sana all nakakanap.
Sure.
That's amazing. But how have you been? I know it's been quite some time since the last time nakapag-usap tayo. Literally,
Mhm.
last year pa ata yung last time
Yeah,
nakapag-usap
last
tayo.
year.
So how have you been? What's
Um,
up in your life these days?
Actually everything's been great. Officially dropped my track after some time. A couple of delays here and there, but finally, and yeah, a lot's been doing great. I've performed for people and met a lot of local hip hop artists, surprisingly, and yeah, that's nice.
Oh, that sounds so cool. You were able to perform, like you said, no? So how was
Yeah.
that for you? I remember we talked for your collaboration no with Kicks, which
Mhm.
was like one of your like first official releases no as
Yeah.
an artist under your label. But you were able to perform since then. So what was that like experience like?
Um, to be honest, it was surreal because I got a text from
Uh-uh.
my record label, and they told me
Mm-mm.
that you're chosen to perform for a certain clothing brand, and I was like, okay,
Wow.
oh, it's great because I love that. And then
Mhm.
when I got there, I was surprised because I'm opening for Wyan, and
Oh.
I'm a big fan. And then Al
Mm-mm.
James was there, Alex Bruce, a lot of artists, Bawal Clan, and I was like, okay, so this is happening. And then I was really nervous. So I went there. I was the first one there, and it was kind of
Cute.
weird because people were looking at me, and they didn't know me, and I was like, yeah, sample naman daw when I was mic
Mm-hmm.
testing it. It was fun. It was great. I got to meet a lot of people, and yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was a fun time.
Wow, when you were describing that experience, I feel like I was there. I feel like
Yeah,
I felt that way. You know, when you have certain expectations. I mean, obviously, you were so excited about to
yeah,
perform and all of that. And then when you see everybody else who's also there, you're
yeah.
like, "Oh, wait.
I
Hold up."
thought it was just like I thought it was like a simple thing, and then
Mm-mm.
I didn't know who was gonna be there, or if it was
Yeah.
a private event, and then
Mm-mm.
all of these like influencers. Damn, I was like, oh my god, and then it was a whole lot of pressure. I was sweating when I was performing, but yeah, it was great. It was great.
No, I mean, sweating while you're performing, we can charge out the growth talaga. Oh,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah. It brings out the
I
best
mean,
in you.
yeah, that time when you're really pressured, you're kind of like nervous but also excited. That's when it's either you do the best that you can or you really just like break down. But I'm pretty sure you did the best that you did in that
I hope
performance. So we're
so.
like,
Yeah.
since that was like one of the first few times that you performed with everybody in front of a lot of people too, like what was it like? Like did you learn new things about maybe yourself or like performing also that you were like, oh, ganito pala to, yung mga ganon.
Yeah. Well, I did actually, because
Mhm.
as much as I know much about like, making music and software and recording, I
Yeah.
actually don't know how to perform live. That was my first live
Mm.
performance, like in front of people with just me, because all of my tracks were collaborations before I dropped to the daylight. And then I learned that you don't have to be early. You just really need to have confidence within yourself, and
Mm-mm.
you know uh, and like how you perform, it's like a dance when you perform, because
Mm-mm.
you kind of like um make people like gravitate to what you say, and make it was a learning process, to be honest. And the joy of performing and not knowing what to do and doing it, and then after, like people, like artists, like coming near you and just saying your set was good, or just keep going because you're gonna go far. It really
Mm-mm.
was. I was ecstatic when I went out there. I was just like smiling the whole night. I was like, yeah, it was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can really imagine, no, because like you said, that was like your first ever performance, and what a way, no, to start off all of the future performances also that you have. You kind of they just like kind of push you, like in a pool if you didn't know how to swim, that kind of thing, which
Yeah.
I think is one of the best ways to learn
To
also.
learn, yeah, actually.
Not for everybody, but for maybe people like
Yeah,
us, it's one of
true.
the best ways to learn. So that's super exciting though.
Hmm.
Obviously you still have a lot of performances to do. And I totally agree, like performing is a whole different thing from creating music. But to see you like grow in that space then as a performer, super exciting.
Thank
And
you.
we can't wait for all of your future
Hmm.
performances. Obviously, being able to meet more artists as well is
Yeah.
super, super exciting. But speaking of more artists, we also have Nico from Nameless Kids who's watching
Yeah.
or is still watching.
Oh, really?
Shout out to
Hi,
Nico.
Nico.
Hello.
Shout out.
You know, shout out, diba? I see him in the comments, or I saw his comment.
Hmm.
But that's super exciting, like I said, no, and also music. I think is also very exciting for you. Just dropped your debut single, which
Yeah.
is very, very exciting because, like you did
Finally.
mention, a lot of the other stuff that you've done in the past were collaborations. Well, so is this one, but this is like your official
Hmm.
debut track as Aces.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about how this track actually came about?
This is one of the first tracks. This is the first track I've made, and it was we got it from we stumbled upon a Christina Aguilera track, and we got inspired with Kix, also producer.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like made the music drum heavy, and like we kind
Mm.
of imagined the scenario that it was like, okay, this is about having fun at a nightclub and just drinking till the daylight. So surprisingly, this is one of the first studio recording sessions I've made with Kix, and
Mm.
we finished the track within 2 days because of how like the energy of people, came together, and I was writing like nonstop, and then everything fit in, and I wanted to release it for the longest time, but you know delays and here and there, but finally you get to see yourself on Spotify and all these platforms with your face, and like, oh yeah, that's me. So yeah, it's a surreal experience because I've never really like dabbled in music before, meeting Kicks, and shout out K Kicks because he's opened doors for me. Yeah, so it's really like surreal.
Wow, like what a journey so far, no? And obviously you still have so many things you want to do with your music, but I think Till the Daylight I think was a really great way for you to kind of introduce yourself to the audience or to the people who are listening through music, of course. Because like I feel like I knew you, syempre, from TikTok. I already told you this
Yeah,
before. And you have
actually.
like great, diba? Diba?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we've talked about this. Like I've known you on TikTok before. I didn't even know that you made music, right?
Mhm.
And from TikTok pa lang, I knew you had great energy with the content that you would create there.
Yeah.
And the way that you translated that into the music, I thought was also really interesting. Like with this track specifically, Till the Daylight, you have great energy, but then like it's kind of still very you, even though it's a
Yeah.
different like medium for you,
It's
which
like
I thought was
loud.
really yeah, and
It's
it's
very
like
loud.
really fun and it's fun.
Yeah.
Perfect for even though it's been raining these days, even summer, it's that kind of vibe. Like you just kind of want to have fun. But I don't know if you saw my face when you said you heard a Christina Aguilera track. My face literally was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Because when I first heard Till the Daylight, it kind of reminded me of like Christina Aguilera, kind of like J Lo, like 2000s
Yeah.
vibe. That
Yeah.
kind of like they have these certain parts, especially in the start, like Till the
Mm-hmm.
Daylight. It's kind of like not really a skit, but like that kind of vibe. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was
It's like an
interesting
intro.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting with Till the
Mm-hmm.
Daylight too. So can you tell us more about the process of creating the song? Like you said you heard this beat and then you just really imagined this whole scenario. So could you like take us through what you were thinking when you were creating Till the Daylight?
Um, when I write, I put myself in
Mhm.
situations wherein I immerse myself when I'm writing. So when we heard the beat from Christina Aguilera, it was really like it felt like I wanted to dance. So and Kix, he's a big Christina Aguilera fan, Mariah Carey
Mhm.
fan. So
Yeah.
basically, he kind of influenced the beat production, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna add this, and then we just started writing. He made a beat, and then it was really drum heavy and inspired by Christina Aguilera, and then I just wrote, and then I wrote, and then I wrote, and then I did. We didn't know that it was 1 in the morning, and then the
Mhm.
next day, I was like, Kix called me, and he was like, oh, you know the chorus you wrote, and I was like, yeah. I invited like an artist. He sang the chorus, and I want you to listen. So I went there at like an 8 a.m. in the morning, and we finished the whole track before lunchtime, and it was a banger. Even Nico was like, "Hi, Nico." Nico also was in the track because there's a part in the track where they like sheesh and like clap and do this.
Oh
So
my
in the whole
god.
studio, it was me, Shane, Nico, Kicks, and I was like, "Can you guys do this when the beat drops? Can you clap and just say sheesh and all of this stuff?" And it was really fun. And then we completed the track. So yeah, it was great.
Wow. Wow. Like that is the most one of the most Gen Z things I've heard. I mean, I love it. I mean, as a fellow Gen Z. Well, Gen Z. No, but I feel like, it's like little touches like that, I feel like, that make it a little more like personal then, that make it also
Yeah.
super fun. Like those small
Hmm.
parts that maybe not everyone can hear. I don't know if everyone
Yeah.
like, notices it, because I feel like that's really, really cool that you have small like, anecdotes like that make it
Yeah.
even more fun
Hmm.
in the track itself. So that's super fun. And you also, yeah, like Kix brought on Shane for the track as well.
Hmm.
Added a whole different layer then. So what was it like
Yeah.
when you heard like Shane's part also? What was it like for you when you heard it?
Well, before I really didn't know what would fit in right with the chorus because I don't sing that high. So I was like,
Mhm.
we need someone to like do the chorus, and like Kicks um, sang it, and then I didn't know that it was all too fast, and then I was surprised when I came there. Shane was there, and he has an Australian accent, and he's very like makulit. So I was like, and he was like, "Hey, bro," and all this, and I was like, "Hi, what's up?" Yeah, I sang your chorus. I hope you don't mind. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And then I heard it and it was great. It was great.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. And then, like, when we finished the track, all of these ideas came, like, finishing touches and what the, like, because we wanted to make the track very eargasmic, I guess. Like, marami ka maririnig, hindi ka masyado
Yeah.
maboboard. Because it's nice to hear, like, variations of sound, and I'm a big fan of like, just experimental music and this and that. So yeah, he's awesome.
That is no, yeah. I mean, that is really, really cool. As a how would I put it? As someone who appreciates music, actually, also I'm very much of like a music nerd. I love it when
Mhm.
like music or like songs have many different layers to it. Like I said, not everyone can like hear everything, you know what I mean? But to
Yeah,
have those kinds of like appreciation also for the little parts or
yeah,
the things that everyone might not hear or people might not hear, I think is just so cool. And we can see how hands-on also you are and so dedicated also to the music that you create as an artist. And this is only your debut single, which makes us so
yeah.
excited too. So how does it feel finally? Like you were talking about it kanina na, feels pretty surreal for you to see your face on like
Yeah,
Spotify and like your
yeah.
name is there. And like how does it feel finally that your debut track is out? And especially you said like there have been a few delays also with it, but
Mhm.
finally it's here for
Yeah.
everybody. And I mean, I love it and so many people love it too.
Thank you. um, well, basically, when we first made it, we just wanted to release it the next week because
Wow.
it was so good. Well, for
Yeah.
us, because basically, if I make music, the only thing I want is for me to be satisfied with the music I make, for me to enjoy the
Mhm.
music I make. So, if people find it enjoying, it's great. So I just really want to satisfy myself with the work I do because
Mhm.
music is nice and it helped me a lot. Um, so yeah, it was not. So it took like a year. Like, of course, I saw you last year, and I was like,
A
yeah, I'm
year.
releasing. Yeah, I was like,
Whoa.
I'm gonna release this track, and I just kept like, yeah, this is gonna happen, but I couldn't like show it to people, so I'd send my friends like a draft of like
Cute.
an MP3 and like see their reaction, because like
Mm.
when you first make music, you just want to share it to the world, and then after a while, it kind of like I was making other tracks now, and it kind of died down the excitement, and then after like I got news that it's finally gonna be released, I was like, oh, this is really happening. Oh yeah, this is great. And then I saw everything, and then I performed. Everything was like this, and I was like,
Mm.
oh yeah, I have this music to release. Yeah, I forgot, but it was definitely great, and like I can't sleep at night sometimes, but yeah, it's nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
what do you mean you can't sleep at night? From like excitement or because you like can't believe it? Like what does it mean?
Well, I just really can't believe it because I've
Mm.
never really saw myself as a musician because all of my written like writings with rap, I just keep it to myself. It's more of like a personal diary for me. So I have like scratch papers, diaries with all like raps, or I just like layer music and just record myself. So it's just tidbits of music. And then I
Mm.
didn't know that one day I'd be on Spotify, Apple Music and all of this stuff, and like I'd have a rap name, So it's really like, oh yeah, I'm on Spotify. I forgot something like that. So, but it's great. It's definitely like something that I'm proud of, and like
Mhm.
my friends are like, yeah, you're good. You're actually good. You're not just your friends because like it's good, but you do good music. So I'm like, thank you. So it's definitely like a thing to be. A thing that I need to still process that it's happening while
Mhm.
simultaneously it's still happening. So yeah.
No, yeah, I think that's the trippiest part out of all of this. It's like happening, but at the same time, you're still processing that it's happening. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like this whole thing, which I think
Yeah,
is
it's
very,
all thing.
very exciting too. And grabe, like you said, you've just been writing all of this music. And I, for one, along with many, many listeners that you have, are thankful that you decided to put them out and share it
Thank
with
you.
everybody because we can always use good music. You know what I mean? Like good music is
Yeah.
always good music. And I love good music. And this newest track I think is so so good. Like I said, has great energy. Till the daylight has great energy for everybody. Even though it's gloomy now, if you want to get like happy, excited, if you want to dance at home, I don't know, like get hyped at home, till the daylight I think would be a great option. Like Kix is also watching. Hello,
Hi,
hello, Kix. Thank
Kicks.
you for joining
Shout
us
out.
here today. Great, great job also on Till the Daylight. So super exciting, and we're so excited to see you grow more as an artist. Of course, Aces, like you said, you've been writing so much. Um,
Yeah.
ever since how long, and we're really excited for what you can do with music, because like I said, it like this track is very reminiscent of a certain time, and I love that it's kind of having its like revival, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it makes me very excited. So are there certain things with your music that you want to try out that maybe you have never tried out yet, or want to like try in the future?
There are I have a lot of ideas for the
Mm-hmm.
music I want to pick out, and definitely there's been a couple of times I've written like the things I want to like. For example, like influences I had in my life. So like Till the Daylight is more for me my inspiration. Also, I forgot when we were listening to Christina Aguilera, Kick showed me how Michael Jackson danced, and I was like, yeah, but he told me that he was inspired by James Brown, and
Mm-hmm,
like I'm a
yeah.
big fan of the Down Bad Blues, and like
Mm-hmm.
just trumpets and trombones and everything that makes it alive. So we
Mm-hmm.
were inspired by that a lot. So like the tracks I've written are inspired by artists too,
Mm-hmm.
mostly from the old era like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and a lot of artists because I grew up on these like artists, and it's definitely made an influence on me. And it's nice to put rap with different types of genres as well. So I'm definitely excited to release more music soon.
No, yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I love that you had that whole anecdote too. I love hearing like certain influences too. That's really interesting. From Christina Aguilera, also, of course, like the Michael Jackson thing, and also James Brown. Very interesting group of
Yeah,
artists,
artists.
which
Yeah.
I think it's really cool being able to make that work. I would have never thought that people inspired by Christina Aguilera and James Brown could make a track that is what we hear now, which is so cool. And yeah, I totally agree. You know, like with music, or not just hip hop, but like music in general, genres are so fluid nowadays. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if people realize, like when I was younger, parang it was so more like
Mhm.
compartmentalized,
Yeah.
but now it's like very fluid, right? So I think it's very exciting. But speaking of influences, recently, do you have like new influences that you've kind of been like really vibing with, that maybe you'd want to go in that kind of direction also in the future?
Experimental music and
Mm.
rap. So
Hmm.
basically, I discovered this genre called anti-pop, and
Oh.
it's very electronic bass heavy, and I've
Mhm.
been a big EDM fan ever since. So I like loud music, and it's really interesting to see how ideas that I think could form with the music I make would definitely make something worth sharing to the world. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Ooh, that's super exciting. Yeah, and I love that you mentioned EDM. I feel like EDM also is kind of slowly coming back. Not that it went away, but you know how it kind
Yeah,
of had its peak
yeah,
in like
because like
2012.
EDM festivals here and there, and then it
Yeah.
was really like alive, and I still have my playlists from EDM because I have a ton of
Yeah.
playlists with EDM. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hello, Swedish House Mafia, you guys, is playing at
yeah,
Coachella. So it's like
Coachella. Hmm.
hello, like welcome to a new
Yeah.
era also of music, which I think is really exciting, which also makes us so excited then sa lahat ng gagawin mo in the future, Aces. But obviously, for now, we're going to savor your debut single, Till the Daylight. So to everybody who's tuning in, if you haven't heard Ace's newest, well, also his debut single, it's called Till the Daylight featuring Shane. It's available on multiple digital streaming platforms. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a lyric video on YouTube as well. But now that we're talking about, of course, your music and all of that, what else can we expect coming from you? I'm sure you have a lot of music goals that you want to achieve this year.
Well, I'm releasing another track. I think I could share this. I don't know the release date yet, but it's a track inspired by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's more of a melodic track. It's
Mhm.
loud, and it's a love song. It's based on my personal experiences and how like you could
Yes.
heal from heartbreak. It's called Seasons, And yeah, I can't wait to release this.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my god. When you had me at inspired by Earth, Wind, and Fire, boom. That was it. And then you said it's about love, boom. I mean, everybody we love love experiences, translated into music. So I'm very, very excited for that. And we can't wait for all of your future plans also, Aces. And also, speaking of future plans then. Well, speaking of the future talaga, no. I also do want to know, since you're working on your music and you've also been meeting a lot of artists recently as well as a solo artist. Do you have like a dream collaboration that we are going to manifest right here, right now, so that when it happens in the future, we can look back and be like, yes, we manifested it during that time.
Ooh, ooh, this is, ooh. I have
Ooh.
okay. I have a tier list, but
Go.
definitely, if I'm shooting for the stars,
Mm.
I'm going for Rich Brian, because he's definitely like, I feel like a person that I think I can relate to a lot, since
Mm.
he's come from a minority, and I rap in English, but I have also Tagalog tracks, but I can express myself more in English. So I feel like all of these tracks I can relate to, since I'm mixed, and he's definitely had like, I feel like our flows would really work together. So I'm manifesting Rich Brian to like have a collaboration with me, and it would be sick. So
Yes, no, we are gonna manifest it together. I totally agree. When you said Rich Brian, I was like, oh my god, I totally get the vibe that you're going for too. Because Rich Brian, we've seen a lot of his music evolve through time. When he
yeah.
started off, of course, with that stick. Very different from the music that he creates now too. He's grown a lot too. So we're excited for you, kind of on that same kind of vibe. So we're gonna manifest it together, Rich Brian and Aces in the future, you guys, and we're gonna look back at this interview and be like, we put that energy out in the universe, right? But obviously, while we're all waiting for that, let's once again listen to Ace's official debut track, which is called Till the Daylight featuring Shane. It's available on multiple digital streaming platforms, and you can also check out its lyric video available on YouTube. But before I let you go, Aces, do you have a message for everybody who's tuning in, but also to everybody who's been streaming and listening to your music?
Thank you guys for listening to my music. I can't wait to share more, and I hope that I could make your day a little better with the things I put out, and I hope it can help you in some way if you're going through something. So yeah.
There you go, guys. If does not compel you to listen to his music, I don't know what will. So make sure to do so. You guys can find him once again on multiple digital streaming platforms. But thank you so much, Aces, for joining us.
Thank
once
you so
again
much, Sam.
here on Mix. It was great
Thank
to
you,
catch
Mix.
up.
Yeah.
Yes, we're so excited for everything that you're going to do in the future. But I also want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in to our MYXclusive interviews here right now. Thank you so much
Thank you, guys.
for joining us. And yeah, once again, this has been Sam with 2Ms and Aces. Thank you, guys.